they are very helpful, especially during the career fair. So they just skim through your resumes. They help you like what corrections do you need, and having the prior experience in most of the famous companies like Ford, Boeing, these career centers, they know like what the companies are looking for, and they just give you advice like you need to add more of your work experience, you need to add more of your project-based work. For the internship, the first fall career fair would be approx 2 weeks after your college starts. So there, the companies would not be looking for any technical knowledge or any industry engineering knowledge. They would be just looking upon what experience you have, what did you do in your undergrad, what did you do in your work, what projects did you cover. So they just try to fit their roles into you, like how would you match into their roles. And I would say 80 to 90% of the jobs is possible through career fairs, which is because the companies get to know you very well. Speaking about my personal experience, that I had applied to a company called Cummins. So I had applied through online and through career fair as well, both the sites. I got selected for the career fair. As soon as I gave my second round, which is a personal interview at University of Michigan, I got an email from Cummins that I got a reject because that was a rejection for my online one, which I had applied through online. And after 1 or 2 weeks, I had received and confirmation from Cummins that I have been selected for the internship. So this is how it plays a dual role. Like if you apply through online, it's very different, and if you apply through career fair, it's different, because this is how companies get to know you. It's actually a tough one over here because many students are looking for diverse roles, and companies over here are looking for more experienced person, and the person who knows that who has experience in that particular role. The companies are more interested towards those students, and also it plays a role that if they get an internship, then they need to provide them a full-time opportunity. And if it's an international student, so they need to sponsor their H1B. That is why they go to thoroughly for each and every international student. The one which I applied online was through their website. You can apply through company's website or through other platforms like LinkedIn or Indeed. So LinkedIn is the famous one over here. So most of the job opportunities you get on LinkedIn. So the main role is about handling the material handling system, but the position name they gave is logistics specialist. So it depends upon the company what name they want to give. The other thing would be like production supervisor, then data specialist, data analyst. All these are the major roles. Depending upon work experience, I would say an average from 3,500 to 5,000. That's per month. Yes, mostly do, yes. I would say the percentage would be 95 to 98%. The career fair is open to both internships and full-time. So they are looking for both the students. So if they're first year students, then they'll look for internships, and if they are second year students, then they look for full-time opportunities. As I said, all the internships will be converted to full-time. So that is why they will choose in a very peculiar manner their interns, so that they will be able to fit them into their full-time positions. For full-time, I would say the process will be more exhaustive, especially if you didn't like your intern position. Then for full-time, they'll see that what place did you do your internship at, and why are you planning to switch over to different company or different role? Why did you leave that job? So these questions would arise, and they need to be ready for those questions. So they would be very thoroughly checking you, and also it is a point where they would have to sponsor your H1B. So the companies are spending a lot on international students, and they have the same advantage for the domestic students as well. So they would be very peculiar with international students. So if you apply to career fair, then the first would be like on the career fair itself. They will ask you some questions. So you can consider that as the first and the main crucial round for that career fair. After you pass that, you'll get a mail soon at the end of the career fair saying that you have been selected for a personal interview or a behavioral interview. So they would call you for the second round, which would be most probably the next day itself. So you don't get so much time to prepare it. So you need to have your preparation set up before the career fair itself. So second day would be your personal interview, or technical or behavioral interview at either of them. So if they find you good, so they'll choose you for technical interview, which is the third round. Then after that, if they still like you, they may select you, or they may call you to their office location, where you would be interviewed by one of the board member or any high position member. But it depends upon company to company. So as I said, my comments was just one interview, and I had combined both my behavior and technical interview. So they had asked questions both in the same interview. And other interview like Toyota, I had two interviews. One was a phone call interview, and the second was a personal interview. I would say 100%, because even after they are graduated, 1 month or 2 months after the graduation, they would get a full-time job. But internship, it would be difficult, because it's very hard to fit in the roles. I would say on average it would be around 80,000 annually.